Hello Math 10 students. We're going to kick off this course by looking at order of operations and integers. We're starting with this first because they are like fundamental skill set that will help you be successful through the rest of this course. Ideally, by the end of this lesson, you can use order of operations to simplify expressions. You can explain why we use order of operations and how it was developed. And you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers, which most importantly, I'm talking about including negative values. There's so many mistakes that are commonly made when we're adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing negative values. So I just want to review that quickly to make sure you're all on the right track. In the Desmos activity above, you did a warm-up task talking about the Timberline COVID-19 sweepstakes and the skill testing question. You may not know, but in Canada, all sweepstakes must have some sort of skill requirement to be a winner. They can't just be random. So what they often do is add some sort of skill testing question, and they often ask about mathematics and order of operations. So the skill testing question I gave you was 6 divided by 2 times 1 plus 2. I'm not sure if you remember what your answer is, but I'll go through how to get the correct answer using order of operations here. What you're probably most familiar with order of operations is the acronym BEDMAS, which says we go first inside the brackets, then we look at exponents, then division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. This works for some students, but for some students it causes problems. One of the items, the first one, brackets, is it excludes a lot of other types of groupings. So for example, if we have a fraction that actually creates a group in the numerator and a group in the denominator, or if we have a radical sign, everything underneath that radical is grouped. Same thing with absolute value. So one of the alternatives to BEDMAS is GEMA, and for that first reason, it replaces brackets with the idea of groupings, which covers all of the proper pieces instead of just parentheses or brackets. Exponents is the same for both of these acronyms, and then the second difference you're going to see is under division and multiplication and addition and subtraction. BEDMAS sometimes leaves people to believe that we first do division and then do multiplication. Then we do addition and then we do subtraction. That's actually not true. Division and multiplication are very similar operations, and we need to do those operations left to right. So whichever operation we see first out of division and multiplication, going from left to right, we do first. Same thing with addition and subtraction. They're lumped together and we go left to right. So answering our sweepstakes question, you can see we have 6 divided by 2 times 1 plus 2, and the 1 plus 2 is in brackets, or it is grouped. So we should first start there. 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we're left with 6 divided by 2 times 3. So we have division and multiplication. Working from left to right, we should first simplify the division step. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then the last piece would be multiplication. 3 times 3 is 9. So if you answered 9 on the skill testing question, you could have just won yourself $1 million. If you didn't, too bad, so sad. So order of operations, super important. You can use BEDMAS or GEMA as long as you know that brackets includes all types of groupings. Division and multiplication should always be done left to right. Addition, subtraction, left to right. So now that you've had a little review of order of operations, you can dive down and complete these practice questions. Do your best to do the question showing your work. Then when you finish that, you can watch the video solutions to see how you're doing.